What's going on, people? It's your man the YB back once again. Big shout out to my doggy NA78666 for coming through and boosting up the coins. So we got a crazy leak for you, man, right now. Arguably somewhat of a worrying leak. Team Frank Warren and Moses Ituma have called out. They've called out Hrgovic essentially. They said they want Hrgovic next. I'm thinking this light-skinned Donny bugging, man. You bowled over some New Zealand Donny. You're no good. Let's call a spade it. Right? McKean's okay. He's okay, right? He's known for getting stopped by Hrgovic. That's his claim to fame. Let's not get carried away with the sauce here. Yeah, we just saw one light-skinned cat who ain't never done no rounds at a real professional pace get punched up. Benn, right? Same situation. Hrgovic, yeah, Danny D had a go on him. Danny D's got a wealth of experience at the top level at that point. Had done 10 rounds. He knew what he was doing. Anyway, let's get to the bars. Here we go. I'll make it smaller because I can't take the risk. Take the penitentiary chance, folks. The copyright cabal zapping me. You can hear it though.
Your manager, Francis, just told me he'd happily take the Hrgovic fight next. That's the level you're at right now, 19 years old.
It's right, innit?
Do you welcome that sort of name next?
Yeah, 100%. Why not? Why not?
I said Pulev.
He's old, man. Let him retire.
So Francis Warren mentions Pulev, and fair play to Itauma. That is too old. That's too bad. That's a bad play there. That's a bad play. We don't want Pulev. Pulev's another McKean, essentially. He would do Pulev. I don't bet on KOs. Itauma would do Pulev some proper harm. He'd proper fill Pulev in. He's too stiff, too slow, too old. Yeah, and I like this. This is how you know this cat Itauma's been sent from the light-skinned boxing gods who have heard my cries. He's base with it. Yeah? AJ was fighting Pulev for a world title. Right? Corny looking ass dude. Itauma ain't even warmed up yet. He's still 19. He don't even want that old Dusty. AJ was making a big meal of it, going life and death with Pulev. Took him 11 rounds for a world title. It's like, come on. Yeah, this right here, people, is the light-skinned prophet. Bottom line. It's no coincidence. We've had all these soft light-skinned cats. Hey, soft. Whittaker soft. Yard. What's he doing? Oh, whoop-de-whoop. I'm worth more money. You're known for losing, man. Let's be realistic here. Whatever ones you got, I'm sure there's some more out there. Fraser Clark's got the soft bones, man. Nah, I'm messing. Fraser Clark, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. His bones are soft, man. Soft bones are soft bones. What can you say? No, listen, Fraser Clark ain't got no cardio either, right? He ain't got no cardio. No cardio and his bones are soft. So forget about him as well. Fabio Wardley, he doing okay, to be fair. He's not the prophet, though. I don't believe Fabio Wardley is the light-skinned prophet. That's the truth. It's this cat here, 19-year-old prodigy of light skin. This is what it means to be light-skinned, folk. He putting this man back on. He got the Moody Ali wig up top. He taking us back there, man. You best believe it. Let's replay it again, because they talk about some more names.
Your manager, Francis, just told me he'd happily take the Hrgovic fight next. That's the level you're at right now, 19 years old.
It's right, innit?
Do you welcome that sort of name next?
Yeah, 100%. Why not? Why not?
I said Pulev.
He's old, man. Let him retire.
He's a big name, though. He's just won a version of a world title. So listen, he's got currency. But Charles Martin, I think, is not a bad shout as well. But yeah, I like Hrgovic. Honestly, I like Hrgovic.
So you heard there. Let's break it down now. The reason Pulev's in the cut. Pulev fought that Sandy Donny. Who was it? He fought a Sandy cat who's been knocking around. He made a funny video saying, AJ. I don't know what he said. He said something zesty on a video thing before. AJ. I don't know what it was. It was a pause moment. Anyway, who is it he fought? Let's just look at Pulev's box rec. I'll make the screen bigger now. We've got past the video so you can see what I'm doing. Right now. Bash. Okay. So we got Pulev. Pulev beat some... Oh, man. Okay, no. I was trying to look at boxing rankings. He asked me to log in. It's very annoying. Pulev box rec. Pulev fought this dude. Dusty. The Sandy/Dusty dude. Mahmoud Shah. Somehow Mahmoud Shah has been linked with the WBA. Now, if you look at Mahmoud Shah's lifestyle, it don't add up. Yeah, you man can sit there and say, well, AB, you're always talking about the down low and you're always talking about dudes getting flown out to Saudi. It don't make sense, people. Yeah, Pulev's driving around in a brand spanking new Rolls Royce. It's like, really? Who's he? Shah ain't made no money like that. Mahmoud Shah ain't made no money like that to be driving around a brand spanking new Rolls Royce in Dubai. He ain't got Dubai property money like that, has he? So how did he get his coins from? His best win? He ain't got no wins on here. He's known for losing to Povetkin. You don't get millions of dollars losing to Povetkin. So where's he getting his money from? Yeah, he's obviously got, look at his haircut here. This haircut here from Char, that is a 1990s grinder haircut. You know them old zesty movies? You know the porn movies, yeah? It's a Donny like this. You know, this kind of cut. His hair slicked back and he got the smooth cut. That's what this dude, look. I have to make the picture bigger. Come on, people. You know what he's in Saudi for. He's not in Saudi, he's not in Dubai because he's got some real commerce there. He's selling his backside, in my opinion. It don't make no sense. How is his cat? Come on. You've seen this on the retro zesty. I'm not I watch retro zesty videos, but I've seen this before pop up. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's one of these cats here. And you man can sit there and say, why be? I've never watched it. You must have seen something pop up before. Yeah, some homo ting. This is the homo one, the homo actor. It's like people stop playing with me, man. Anyway, Char had the WBA. Again, I think there's some... How did he have that? It makes no sense. Of all the people out there, Daniel Dubois had the regular WBA at one point. But how did Char get in? What's Char been doing? No one knows. No one knows what he's been doing. No one knows. Anyway, he fought Pulev, went life and death, lost on points. So Pulev now has a WBA. Hence, that's what Francis Warren and Team Warren meant by Pulev's old and dusty, but he has... What's the word he used? He has an asset we can take. Now, we do know Moses Itauma's 19 and they want to make him the youngest world champion. It's not a bad trinket to have, to be honest. Given how young he is, it wouldn't be massively offensive if he was to knock Pulev out and then get the WBA regular belt. But he still wouldn't, that wouldn't break the record though. That wouldn't be a record-breaking win, right? So it's a case of direction here. If Moses Itauma's en route, he legitimately needs to win a belt in the next year, it could never be Pulev. A legitimate belt, a unified belt, a proper belt, a super belt. Pulev ain't the way to that. Taking a step back though, and whilst at first glance, like Itauma, fighting Pulev really is going to do nothing for his career. Right, it will do absolutely nothing. Pulev's 45 years old. It will do nothing for his career. Strategically speaking, I think there's better options like Jarrell Miller, like Dillian White. Although Dillian White shot to bits. In all fairness though, he's 19. Yeah, he's 19 and he needs some rounds. But Itauma doesn't need rounds necessarily next. Yeah, he could knock Pulev out and then fight someone like Miller. I'm not even sure Dillian White would give him rounds at this point, to be honest. So having a go on Pulev, probably, whilst at first glance, is not ideal. We want to see him in a competitive fight. He's 19, man. This wouldn't be a bad record padder. He's only had 10 fights. Knocking Pulev out in 3 rounds, yeah, that's not actually bad to have as your 11th fight, if we're realistic here, at 19. Regardless of his talent, he still needs to be built. He's not like Usyk, who had 10 years in the amateurs, doing 2 Olympics. This cat has very little amateur experience and is in the pros. So as a builder fight, I don't mind it. Would I prefer him to step up and fight someone else? I'm not even sure at this point. I'm not even sure. There's levels. Now, what I will say is, in regards to Hrgovic, and I do think, in reality, yes, Itauma's slagged off the Pulev fight. I think it will be Pulev next. They've mentioned Charles Martin. These statements don't make no sense to me. Putting Hrgovic, Pulev, and Charles Martin in the same conversation, fair enough. Charles Martin and Pulev, if you want to throw them in the same conversation, whatever. But Hrgovic, you playing with it. I believe Team Warren are throwing Hrgovic's name out there. They'll never send a contract for Hrgovic, ever. Frank Warren knows what he's doing. I don't care how good Itauma looks. He hasn't even had any rounds yet. There's no way Frank Warren's taking a fighter, especially in these times when you've seen people like Whittaker, you've seen people like Johnny Fisher, who haven't done no proper rounds yet. get in there and get smoked. There's no way Frank Warren's going to say, yeah, I'm putting my 10-1 charge in there with Hrgovic. Hrgovic, who, realistically, take that cut out, I still think Daniel Dubois would have won late, but he won 5 rounds straight on the trot with Dubois. Lit him up. Hrgovic isn't even a Liam Cameron or a Dave Allen. He's a hard dude who can proper box and punch. There's no way Frank Warren, unless they man know something I don't, there's no way Frank Warren's putting Moses Ituma in there with Hrgovic, and rightfully so at this point. There's much better picks. Dillian White, Miller. Hrgovic is quick, powerful and big, and has experience, amateur and professional. Miller, slow as molasses and a big heavy bag. Dillian White, slow as molasses, big heavy bag. Much better builder fights. Dillian White, not so much, but Jarrell Miller's durable, but he's slow and can't punch. So it gives you rounds at a pretty decent pace. Miller's going to be right in front of you. That bring someone like Miller. Miller's a higher level version of someone like Dave Allen. People like Dave Allen, Miller, Liam Cameron, they're solid dudes for the absolute pinnacle of the sport. That's your first professional fight, I believe. Moses Itauma's first professional fight will be against someone like Dillian White, or more so Jarrell Miller. Solid, but limited. Limited speed, limited power. Jarrell Miller, no one fights Jarrell Miller, even Dubois. He didn't fight Jarrell Miller, and in that fight, Dubois learned what the pro game was about fighting Miller. To get that win over Miller, he had to work for it. And that's what Itauma needs. He needs rounds, not just any rounds, not posturing, faffing rounds where you've gone 8 rounds because you're faffing around. He needs rounds where he's put under pressure, some slow guys just slapping shots at him, and he's having to work for it. He might bowl over Miller in the first few rounds. It wouldn't be my base case though. He'd stop. I'd have Moses stopping Miller late, somewhere in the back half of a 10-round fight. So strategically, forgetting about the belts, Miller is where I'd like to see him go next. Miller hasn't got a fight booked. Pulev, in the meantime, he could fight Pulev and then fight someone like Miller or Dillian White. Either or, it don't really matter at this stage. I'm not going to sit here. Normally, I'd sit here shouting, yes, he must fight Pulev now. Hrgovic now, because I don't want to see him fight no bums. I don't really want to see him fight no bums. He'll be a 10-1 fight. He'll smoke Pulev. He'll proper fill Pulev in. Charles Martin, where did they find it? Where did they dig Charles Martin's name up from? I'm guessing where Team Warren got Charles Martin's name from was the fact that one of the other up-and-comers, Jared Anderson, had a tough fight with Charles Martin. In fact, that was the first fight last year. Jared Anderson's first fight to go the distance was against Charles Martin. So they're thinking here about durability. Martin can't really punch, so it's not a bad ask. But if you're going to do, for me, yeah, Charles Martin and Pulev, even in their fight styles, they're very similar. They're upright, can't punch too much, etc., etc. So Martin and Pulev are one of the same. That said, if you're going to pick one of them, you might as well get the WBA regular. It's the next best belt outside of the top 4, so why not? I don't know why they're talking Charles Martin for. I guess they're arguing, well, we'll look at the money. Pulev will probably see the Itauma fight as I need to really get paid. And Frank Warren might not be willing to pay it. Hence, they bring Charles Martin into the fold. Because where's Charles Martin getting any good money from? Pulev would probably expect like $1 million to fight Itauma. Whereas Charles Martin will fight him for 100 grand, for example. So that's the strategy they're taking. But to be honest, given Itauma's talent, I'd overpay Pulev for that WBA regular. It sets the scene then. And also, I believe the WBA regular, maybe I'm talking rubbish actually. Yeah, I probably just made that up. But I'm sure at one point, the WBA regular, I'm making it up, but in theory, in my mind, yeah, the WBA regular, you win that and it gives you a shot at the super. That's complete cap. Absolute cap I've made up. But it should be that way, shouldn't it? It should be like the regular guy. Tell a lie. Realistically, it shouldn't, because no one wants to see Pulev in there with Usyk. That said, why have they let the WBA regular fall down so bad? It should be like an interim. The WBA regular, in my mind, is like an interim championship. Someone half decent should hold it, and then you make a coming together of the belts. I don't know. At the moment, WBA regular is a bum of the month, and it's been that way for a while. It's a complete bum of the month campaign. You never know what bum's going to have that belt next, right? Mahmoud Shah had it. What the Fuck. He's never fought no one. His Saudi daddy bought him that belt. That's confirmed. Stop playing with me. Yeah? Anywho, what was I going to say? Itauma versus Pulev. That's where it's going, folks. And if they fight Hrgovic, listen. With our back. Frank's not retarded. There's no way Frank's going to do that. They're throwing that name out there. This right here is an old school promoter trick. Yeah. When your fighter's about to fight a complete stiff, in the meantime, as that fight's building, Itauma versus complete stiff, they throw out names that people are interested in. It drags the even that's the reason I'm doing this video, to be honest. That's the God's honest truth. If I'd have seen Moses Ituma versus Pulev next, I'd have just clicked off it. The fact I saw Moses Ituma's name linked with Hrgovic, I thought, ooh, right? So this is part of the strategy. Frank Warren's been doing this. Oh yeah, we're going to fight this guy. And then 2-2s. He did it with Yard for a long time. Yeah, we've got this big fight coming. Bash, it's a complete stiff. You see that one there? And it works. And with Itauma's not like Yard, who's 28 and it's getting irritating now. There was a point in time when Yard was fighting complete stiffs, but he was young enough where it was building anticipation. Itauma's well within that stage. He's not even 20 yet. He's well within the anticipation building stage. So I've got no problem. Pulev, to be fair, who did Yard fight on his 10th fight? He didn't fight Pulev. As washed and as old Pulev is, Yard didn't fight a Pulev really until Kovalev. Kovalev was well over the hill. He wasn't as shot to bits as Pulev is now. But still, Yard's only had 2 good fights against world level dudes. Beterbiev and Kovalev. He hasn't had no middle fights at all. He hasn't got none of the Pulevs on there. People failed world champion type shticks. He's either lost against world champions or he's been fighting like British level at the best. Not even British level a lot of the time. He's been fighting Uber driver, cab driver, Eastern European cab driver level. That's where he's been at. Anywho, listen. If what I'm saying is true and Moses Ituma has been sent from the light-skinned boxing gods, we don't have nothing to worry about, to be quite frank. I can feel it in my bones. It don't matter if you got in there with Muhammad, Ahmad, Bruce Lee, yeah? Itauma's been blessed by the god of the light skins. He's been blessed, he's been anointed, man. He can't be touched. That's the truth, people, I'm trying to tell you now. He get in there with Hrgovic, whoop, and just bowl him over in a round. That's how I feel in my heart. He can't be touched. He's been anointed. Yeah, he's bringing it back. And for the next 20 years, I'll be able to come on here and say, we've made it. Yeah. The anointed light skins, we sit on the top of the game again. It's been a while. I can't even think of when was the last light skin heavyweight champion. Oh, we had all the knockoffs. David Hay. Come on, man. David Big Toe, my little toe Hay. Come on. That's pitiful. He's the one who really started giving us a bad name like that. Because there was some light skin cats from the 80s. They knew how to get down. McLennan, he knew how to get busy with it, man. Whatever his faults were, he knew how to get down. But these new age cats, man, they're soft. Oh, that's the other ones. Conor Henn. You got Conor Henn now. Oh, I don't deserve... I want 50% of a split with Eubank. I don't want 45. What planet is that goofy Essex white boy haircut looking ass on, man, about you deserve more than 45? You didn't get paid more than 45 in the first fight. You were the B-side in the first fight, and that was before you popped. What have you done since? What, did you knock out Jaron Ennis or something? What have you done? You've had a whole bunch of stinkers against complete randoms no one cares about. That's what you've been doing the last few years, and yeah, you've had a ban or whatever, but you ain't earned... If anything... After the fact, you wasted a lot of people's time. Chris Eubank would have had to have trained and invested in a camp and invested in his time for you to pop. So let's say he got 40% the first time, which I think it was. You should be less than 40% this time to make up for the amount of time and money you wasted of Eubanks. Conor Benn's 28 now and he's still done nothing at all in the game. Peter Dobson and Rodolfo or Kozo, life and death with them. Literally, they're life and death fights. 12 rounds, no knockdowns in both of them. Ever since he popped for the gears. He popped for the gears and now he can't punch for toffee. And you're telling me on the back of these 2 stinker performances, where you stunk the place out, you're telling me now you deserve a 45% split, a 50% split, with Eubank. You've lost your mind. So don't bother, Conor Hen. Don't bother flying out to Saudi and making a big ruckus like you really want it, because you don't want it. Someone who wants a fight, yeah? And to be fair to Eubank said, how about this? 40% split and 20% to the winner. Oops. And Eddie Hearn was like, well, actually, I will let Conor know. What? Let Conor know what? He either wants to tangle or he don't. He either wants to take a 45% fixed fee or a 40-40-20 to the winner. Oops. There's nothing to talk about Conor with. He either wants that or he don't. He either wants to fight Eubank or he don't. Bottom line. So I'm tired of talking. Every time I have to come on here and someone said, oh, YB, my son's light skin and why do you have to keep... This is personal to me, man. You making me look bad. Yeah? It's nothing to do with people's sons or not their sons. It's making me and my culture look bad right now. That's the problem. All these corny dudes here. Eubank, what's he doing? He's 35. What's he doing? We don't know. What's Benn doing? Hanging around, relaxing his hair back. Come on. There's got to be more than this to light-skinned individuals. Do you understand that one there, people? And Itauma's the cat. He ain't, people, Itauma ain't relaxing his hair. You saw his wig. Let's have a look at Itauma's wig right here. Itauma ain't playing, man. He old school with it. Yeah, he got the Moody Ali bun up top. Look at this one here. Look at this one here. Look at this. Come on, people. Come on. This ain't the Prophet. If you had to design a light-skinned Prophet to come down, what would it look like? Like this one here. Bosh, the messy beard. Bosh. The Ali bun up top. Come on, people. This is the Prophet right here. Yeah? This is the Prophet. You best believe it. And he can't be touched. He can't be touched. That's the bottom line. Yeah, oh, YB, I'm religious. I'm religious too. And this here, I'm telling you now, is the lighty Prophet. The Prophet of the light skins. The leader of the light skins in the boxing game. Yeah, and he cannot be betrayed or forsaken, folks. He cannot. It's written in the book. Yeah, that's what it's written in. He's too big, too strong, too quick. He's Usyk. Imagine Usyk with Bakoli's power. Oops. That's a problem right there. 250 pounds with a boy's body. He's 19. He's not even 25, 30 yet. Oops. Busted. I knew my cries would be heard, and here we are. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Lock in for a Pulev. Lock in for Pulev to get knocked out. That's what's coming next. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this one, people. Stop it.